this is one of those winter days where thank goodness they play this sport indoors. Game 3 of the Gotta Get It Classic in 2026 coming up, and this one has the potential to be the best game of the day. Two teams that have dreams of getting to the Breslin in a handful of weeks. The homestanding Falcons of East Kentwood against the Crusaders of Detroit King. Evan Stockton with you. Reggie Butler and Charlotte Turbrock coming alongside in just a little bit. Game 3 of the day. Brother Rice beat Grand Rapids Northview in Game 1, and we just saw a really solid performance by the Muskegon Big Reds, winning Game 2 against Wayne Memorial, who made the Division I championship last year. So what do you got to know about this game? East Kentwood 7-1. It's a team that still feels ahead of schedule because they have 4 juniors in their starting lineup. They only have 1 senior, but Mike Thomas, as he always does, has built a really good program here at East Kentwood. And then for Detroit King, with the great George Ward once again doing the job as the head coach, it feels like this team hasn't quite hit their stride yet. They're 5-3. Coming into the year, a lot of people thought they were maybe the best team in the state of Michigan. Still rounding into form, and a chance tonight to prove their mettle against one of the state's very best. We get a break, come on back. We hear from head coach Mike Thomas for the East Kentwood Falcons, who's a big reason why this Gotta Get It Classic gets put together every single year. Tip-off coming up in just a few. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores! Welcome back to the Gotta Get It Classic. It's time now to talk to the co-founder of the Gotta Get It Classic, Mike Thomas. And look, you have to play a game in your tournament, which has got to be fun for you, but it adds to the responsibilities. But thanks for having us back, and let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this team. Let's start first with the number 4 ranked East Kentwood Falcons, the highest ranking in modern times for your school.
Yes,
it's got to feel great to get this program that's been so good in other sports on top in basketball at its highest point it's ever been. Talk about this year and the turnaround that you've been building.
You know what? It's always great to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys they put in some work. They got baptized last year. We were very young. You know, we were 12-12, and we lost in the district championship to Byron Center. And you know, right away, those guys immediately wanted to start working to get better and stuff like that. And so I take my hat off to the senior, RJ Chapman, who kind of led that energy right there to get better. And here you are again, seeing the fruits of your labor, number 4 team, and hopefully we can keep moving forward.
Chapman leads a team that has a lot of size and length and athleticism and fun to watch. They like to dunk it too. Is there a dunk-o-meter? Are you counting dunks? And if so, how many are we at this year already?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. We're probably over 30-some dunks this year, but I always tell my guys, hey, we're going to be hard to beat if we can get 4 to 5 dunks a game. And so that's some of the challenge. Hey, we want to dunk it every possession down if we can, you know. But if the opportunity's there, we'll do it. But that is a goal for us, to get as many as we can.
And the offense has been efficient this year, but let's be honest, it's the defense that you really hang your hat on, and the intensity and the mentality of this team. Pride yourself in the defensive end. It's got to be an asset to have the size, length, and athleticism. You guys have really done a great job with the defense and the pressure and the turnovers this year.
Oh yeah, you know that's the heart and soul of our program. Tenacious. You know, that's the word we want to use this year. Tenacious defense. We want to have a tenacious approach every single time we come out and play basketball. And I think the guys are starting to buy into that word and starting to believe into what it actually means and stuff. So
there's been other programs in the school that have been used to winning. This one has not, and you've brought that winning culture. What are some cool things that have happened with this recent movement of EK basketball on a different level? People coming out of the woodworks, people believing now, and how hard was it to convince them and bring these believers with you?
Well, it was on us. You know, we always said this was a community that was hungry for basketball, and so, but we had to do our part. We had to come out and we had to perform. We had to give our community something to expect. And I think right now, I think we've won our community over. They're going to expect some high-flying basketball, some tenacious defense, and they expect us to win too. And so I think we've been we've check marked off some of the boxes there, and so I take my hat off to my guys for just following my lead. You know what I'm saying? It isn't easy playing for me. It isn't easy following Coach Thomas, but when you following, you know, great things are going to happen, and these guys are starting, again, I like using this phrase, they're starting to enjoy the fruits of their labor, man. So they put in a lot of work. So
your opponent tonight, you highly respect, and George Ward's Detroit Martin Luther King Crusaders. You have history with Coach Ward in the past in a state title game and in big level competition. I know you respect him and his club. What do you expect in this matchup?
Man, you can expect a high-level basketball game. I think they're the team that they're one of the teams that kind of match up with us really well. They have four to five dynamite guys. So do we, and so you can expect some toughness. You can expect some high-flying game. You can expect some transition basketball and some exciting basketball. And so both clubs are going to compete high on the championship level. And so, again, today is just going to be another challenge for us. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to play George, is because we know what he brings. We know the style he brings, the type of basketball, the type of players, type of toughness. And so that's something that we got to challenge ourselves to see if we're able to stay within that top 10 ranking and things like that. So
it's the Gotta Get It Classic, and this is the best tournament in the state of Michigan. And today it lives up to its billing. 7 of the 8 teams playing are ranked in the top 10 in the state of Michigan. You've really got a banger this year, it's 4 games, all high level. Congratulations on putting this tournament together. And what, this is year 7?
Year 6 or 7.
Year 6 or 7.
Something like that, yeah.
You've made it.
There we go.
Let's just say you've made it. Congratulations. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate you making us a small part of it and being the broadcast platform. Your thoughts on the 2026 Gotta Get It Classic?
You know what? That's just kind of the way the dice was rolled this year. Again, I always have to take my hat off to Mikey Wolford, man. He does a lot of work throughout the summer of kind of preparing and looking and evaluating teams and players and things like that. And, hey, it worked out for us to have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you talk about George Ward was preseason, what? Probably preseason top 5, 2, 3, something like that as well. And you know, that's nothing to take against George. You know, he's like me. He's going to play the top games, top teams, and as he has a couple blemishes on his record, as he lost to Brother Rice and East Lansing, which are the state's powerhouse. So, and so, yeah, man, you can expect a lot of exciting, fun basketball being played today in East Kentwood Fieldhouse today. And the west side of Michigan is going to enjoy some of this stuff tonight. So
it's been the year of the west side of Michigan.
Yes,
after a run on the east side for a minute. Talk about the west side and the emergence this year and the top heavy teams with yourself and Rockford and many others. Man,
you know, the OK Red. You know, it's kind of, you know, we're kind of comparing ourselves to the Catholic League over there a little bit and trying to emulate some of those things, but. You know, you got teams like ourselves, East Kentwood, Rockford, Hudsonville, Granville, and West Ottawa, who's up and coming. And not only do they have good players, they have great coaches too. Yeah. This league is, you know, you got to prepare each and every night. You got to come and prepare. And you know, I really like this league because styles. It's a bunch of different styles. Styles makes challenges and fights and stuff. And so when you talk about, you know, again, the first game today with Cam Ryan, who's probably one of the Mr. Basketball candidates. There's a lot of players of that caliber that's starting to emerge here on the west side of Michigan, and I'm just glad to be a part of it, be a part of the one of the toughest teams or toughest conference in the state of Michigan. So awesome. We're thankful to be here. Thanks for making us a part of it again. There we go, baby. There he is, Mike Thomas, the leader of the Gotta Get It Classic and the bench boss for East Kentwood in his 4th year. We'll have the broadcast coming up. Evan Stockton and Reggie Butler will have the game coverage right after this. You're watching coverage by the Prep from the Gotta Get It Classic. Let's do it, baby.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it. So we were having a lot of fun, pitching it off to each other. Dunks were happening. Just a good time.
It's about time we brought a little class to the proceedings. How about that rendition of the national anthem on the saxophone? Getting us ready for our third game out of 4 today at the 2026 Gotta Get It Hoop Classic. East Kentwood and Detroit King. Evan Stockton, Reggie Butler, Charlotte Turbach's roaming the sidelines for us tonight. Reg, we were just talking about this. So on one side, you got East Kentwood, who, although they're a top 10 team in the state, it kind of feels like they're ahead of schedule because they have 4 junior starters. And as for Detroit King, as we see the Crusaders in their starting 5 getting introduced, A, it doesn't quite feel like they've hit their stride yet this year. B, Stephen Jones, maybe the best point guard in Detroit, is not playing in this game. He's not in the starting 5. So how's that going to change things for George Ward's team tonight?
Well, now they'll have to do it with more of a team collective effort because Jones is a guy who can go get a bucket all by himself. And so without him, they'll have to kind of throw it inside more to big fella Tyler, and then they'll also have to just play as a team. Other players will have to step up and make shots.
Lights are out. They love their introductions here at East Kentwood. Mike Thomas, Tyrone Spencer, the hoops and football coaches here, have turned it around real quick. Coach Spencer got East Kentwood to the state semifinals in football this year. And Reggie, again, although this is a young team with the 4 junior starters, they got enough talent to go as far as they want this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all on just how they are consistent. You know, you have a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism, a lot of emotion. I mean, their guards are phenomenal and the bigs are dynamic. So,
Reg, you've talked all day about all the talent we've gotten to see at this Gotta Get It Classic already. You see number 0 for East Kentwood, C.J. Reynolds. Mike Thomas was not afraid to say about him, a guy who's still recovering from an ACL injury. I think he's the most talented guy in the state, which is saying something because we got a lot of hoops talent in Michigan right now.
yeah, it is. I mean, he is. He's the glue that makes everything work. You got the size up front. You got the guards in the backcourt. But Reynolds, he just does something that puts them all together.
You know, what's interesting, too, about this East Kentwood starting lineup is they got a couple of guys originally from the South Sudan. You got Andrew Kenyon and Sammy McQuedge, 2 guys who bring a lot of strength, a lot of size inside for them.
Yeah, absolutely. These are kids. I mean, I know them well. They've come to my camps before, and they're kids who've gotten so much better. I mean, when you talk about Drew, he's lost over 50 pounds, maybe even more. And so, you know, he's evolving as a player. And then Sammy, he's super athletic. And so, I mean, they're really on a good path for growth.
The thing that's fun about covering the Gotta Get It Classic every year is it does give you a glimpse into, all right, who's a real contender? Who could we see at the Breslin? These are 2 teams that want to be there in the middle of March. In the middle of January, we get a peek. West Side against East Side. Detroit against Greater Grand Rapids. McQuedge will jump it up against Tyler Hunter. The big 6'9 junior for Detroit King loses the tap. And off we go. Game 3 of the day. East Kentwood coming in at 7-1. King at 5-3. Picked up a big win against Mumford earlier this week. Pressure right away, and C.J. Reynolds was out of bounds.
Yep, and you see what they were going to there. They love that from the jump ball, that play, that lob to Sammy, who goes up and gets it a lot of times.
By the way, if you have not seen the highlight yet of the best dunk of the day, Cam Lyons from Grand Rapids Northview, Austin Sonnenberg is getting that on all the social media channels right now. That was an electric dunk against Brother Rice.
Oh, my goodness, it was. I mean, he just came down the lane with force.
Gabe Hawkins gives it up to Drew Floyd, 3-year varsity guy. For Braylon Stinson, who is starting in the place of Stephen Jones. You may remember the last couple of years here at the Gotta Get It Hoop Classic, there was a shot clock, but no shot clock this year. We're playing normal Michigan high school rules.
And so I think that was an experimental thing. And, you know, you're going to see King run their offense until they get the best shot.
And that's exactly what they want to see from Hawkins. He's a classic 3-and-D guy for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he can run the plays. He plays defensive. He can step up and make a shot like right there.
Here's Kenyi for R.J. Chapman, one of the best returning scorers. It went off of a foot. It went off of a King foot. So R.J. can go back to get it.
And what you have is, I mean, these guards for Chapman and Cook, I mean, they're mature and developed for East Kentwood.
Kenyi the miss. Floyd flies in for the board. He's pushing. Nice move, Marion Knott, and a quick start for King.
Yeah, great job by Marion Knott. He's their version of Draymond Green. You know, he does everything. He scores in the paint. He plays defense. And he also just makes the right play at the right time.
Jeremiah Cook got rid of the D, but the shot wasn't there. Man, King was really looking forward to this opportunity today. George Ward, their great head coach, told us, we're getting here early, we're watching all the games, we want to make a statement. Nice back cut. Knott, again. How about this start? And a quick timeout for Mike Thomas.
Yeah, what you have here is you see the poise of King just being able to kind of impose their way over the dynamics of East Kentwood.
And now East Kentwood's got to call timeout, trying to figure it out after this break.
GottaGetIt is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
Back to action here at East Kentwood. Home team trying to figure it out. King has given them all sorts of problems, and they got the ball again.
Yep, and you can tell King, they've executed their game plan to perfection.
Marion Knott is feasting inside right now.
Yeah, and what you have is, I mean, you have King. They came in absolutely determined. And so East Kentwood, they're going to have to kind of find themselves. And in my opinion, it starts with their guards, Cook and Chapman. Once they kind of get rolling, the rest of the team will follow suit.
Man, a lot of good moves from Jeremiah Cook, but he lost the basketball again. The home team is the team that looks all out of sorts. Remember, this King team is missing Stephen Jones, maybe their best player. And right now, they are a well-oiled machine. It is early, but it is a big early punch from the Crusaders.
Yep, and Jones, I mean, Jones is a player. But sometimes when that player, per se, is missing, you'll do it by team. And they've moved the ball well, and, you know, they've been able to find seams.
Quedge, a foul there on Hawkins. Reg, you and I started this game talking about, okay, you got the size of McQuedge inside and Kenyi, but right now, King, they're just pounding it inside with Knott. Yeah, there's size for East Kentwood, but Mike Thomas wants that size to stiffen up, I think.
Sometimes size can't beat intention. You know, the way Knott, per se, backed them down in there. Size means nothing against intention.
East Kentwood needs a bucket, and they just got it on a nice drive from R.J. Chapman.
That's how it's going to happen. Chapman and Cook got to get things going. I mean, this isn't going to be a blowout. You know, I don't care if it started 20-0. I mean, East Kentwood is too good. They just had to find their way, and I'm going to continue to say it goes through Chapman and Cook.
Hunter out high, setting the screen. Stinson got held up. That's held ball. The arrow does say it's still King ball.
You see, got it in the paint, and East Kentwood was able to tie things up. But King, I mean, they're going to really look to attack the paint. They take the threes that are there, that are open, but the core of them is to get to the basket.
Up and good again. Lead grows again to 9. First 2 for Tyler Hunter.
Oh, great job by the big fella. I mean, he's gotten so much better over the last 2 years. I mean, Hunter has really developed.
Jackson Tabor's into the game for the first time for East Kentwood. First time they've gone to the bench. Nice pass inside. Cook found an open man. Reynolds, not that time. And there's Hunter with a rebound.
Good job of Hunter securing that.
Marion Knott again. Not that time. Bodies behind the play. East Kentwood trying to push here. Cook on the move. And Cook threw it up, hoping for a foul, and he did get that foul call.
Yep, again, talk about intent. Cook was intent on getting to the basket and then getting to the line as well.
Got the foul on Tyler Hunter. Last year when East Kentwood played a great game in this Gotta Get It Classic against Detroit Renaissance, Jeremiah Cook played really, really well. That's the thing that's dangerous about East Kentwood, right? Yes, they've struggled to start this game, but when you look at their lineup up and down, they have multiple guys, Reynolds, Cook, who can shoot you back into a game.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it perfectly. In my opinion, they're the heart and soul of this team. I mean, they work super hard. They're very talented. They're tough. You know, I've kind of seen these kids before off the court. They're tough kids, and as they go, East Kentwood goes.
Got to make your free throws, though. Missed them both. Not Long J. And Tabors come off the bench and grabbed a couple of rebounds. R.J. Chapman, another one of those guys who could pop off. Back to C.J. Reynolds. C.J. left alone, and the jumper is true. That is a three.
C.J. Reynolds doing what he does. He always seems to make the right play at the right time.
It was a 9-0 run to start it for King. East Kentwood settling in. Long J. Hunter not there, and Kenyi got the rebound.
And that's a shot Hunter can make. We saw him make one earlier in the half, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he does against Drew in the post. I mean, if you think about it, these are two of the best big men in the state in Drew against Tyler. That matchup there.
Drew Floyd up and under. Wow.
Wow, what an incredible shot, wheeling and dealing.
3-year varsity guy, Drew Floyd. King's got a bunch of returners. Gained valuable experience last year. Stepping through, and Cook got a foul. George Ward is saying wrong call on the King side. He thought it was travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Ward is like, hey, he did a little bit too much to get in there.
I mean, that finish right there from Drew Floyd. I mean, that's not quite Harlem Globetrotter stuff, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is. I meant the ability to go up and under in the air. I meant that was great.
Back to the line goes Jeremiah Cook. East Kentwood and King benefiting from the fact that they didn't have to play in the lead up to this Gotta Get It Classic. A couple of teams had to play recently. We'll see in our last game tonight. East Lansing had to play a game last night. They got a quick turnaround coming up against Rockford. Both King and East Kentwood have had multiple days in the lead up to this showcase game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the two teams that in the game before this, or the Brother Rice game, excuse me, they played, Muskegon played last night. And so, but you know what? This is high school. These kids are 17, 18 years old, 15 through 18. They play 3 AAU games a day. You know, 9 games over a weekend. A high school game, they'll be all right.
And oh, by the way, Rice and Muskegon both won, and they both played yesterday. So that ball's loose on the floor, and East Kentwood's got it. They got an open three. Reynolds miss. Tabor another rebound. He's come off the bench and made it happen. That time, C.J. Reynolds, he did travel.
Yep, and his feet got a little happy after that loose ball. Yep, and sometimes, you know what, it's best just to get to it. And when I say get to it, you know, there was nobody there to jab. You know, just especially on a closeout. When a closeout is coming, just really, it's almost a case of he go this way, you go that way. Go where he came from. You don't have to jab. You don't have to do anything else.
You know, it's been interesting to see the subs so far in this game. George Ward has not gone to the bench. East Kentwood has gotten multiple guys in. Major Barnes, number 1, is now in. Marion Knott. Hunter Long 2. And nice rebound inside by Cook. And he got a foul. That's on Hawkins. Big one. That's the second on number 2 for King.
Yeah, and that's big. I mean, he's a valuable person for them. And, you know, and speaking about Hunter, I think he shot 3 times, and it's been 3 jump shots. It's a shot he can make, but you know what? Soon you're going to have to impose yourself on the inside. And it doesn't mean you have to turn into, you know, 1992 Shaq.
Yeah.
But, you know, use your size. Get some layups. Be able to get yourself going closer to the basket, and watch how even more of those jump shots start to go in.
All right, so they announced that that was the first foul on Hawkins. Chapman drive kick. Major Barnes got blocked, and then Tabor got blocked by Hunter.
Good block, able to keep the ball out of the basket.
Oh, this is an unsettled situation. How about the effort from East Kentwood? We got a tie up in midcourt. It's either foul or held ball. They call held ball, and it's East Kentwood's on the arrow.
Yep, and you see there, got it knocked away and just tried to continue it. Sometimes it's best just give it up and run. You know, just don't try to dribble through two people.
The weather outside is not good. It is snowy, it is cold, but this gym is packed, and it's been packed all day. Such a credit to everyone who puts this event together. Drive and an initial strip. Barnes got it back. How about that passing? Cook's got two.
Yep, they played together as a team. They corralled the loose ball, made some nice interior passes for the layup.
That ends the first. King got off to a 9-0 run, but you knew Mike Thomas wasn't going to let his East Kentwood Falcons go quietly under the chilly night. 1 quarter in, at least 3 to go. Good ball game brewing in our third game of the day.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Today's games proudly sponsored by Miller Johnson Attorneys, where the growth of Michigan is at the core of our practice. Today's game between East Kentwood and King also brought to us by Taylor's Home Care Service, proudly serving individuals with physical and mental disabilities in the West Michigan area since 2012. Their mission to promote a comfortable place for growth. If you're looking for the ultimate game day hangout too, head to Pepino South. Happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and 10 to close. Daily food and drink specials and over 55 large screen TVs, so you don't miss a play. Pepino South, your home for food, drinks, and sports. Second quarter, Detroit King and East Kentwood in our third game of the day as part of this Gotta Get It Classic. Brother Rice won the first game, Muskegon won the second. Oh man, battle royale inside. Hunter was tied up with Jackson Tabor, and they did call East Kentwood. Jackson's not sure that was the right call.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and so what King has to do, what not has to do is make sure you throw it down there, because soon it's going to be a 3 seconds. So when Tyler Hunter decides to actually post up, it looks like, I bet that's something George Ward said to him. He's a, hey, my man. He's a, hey, my man guy. Get down there. And so now you see him going to work.
Right inside they go again, up and good. Tyler Hunter is just a size mismatch.
Yeah, he is, and and this is one of the best matchups to see him against this East Kentwood team. And when he imposes himself down there, that makes him hard to stop.
R.J. Chapman with 2, hoping for more. Kick into the corner and Cook. Tabor down low, did get it. Ball movement again, East Kentwood. Shot no, follow yes, C.J. Reynolds.
Yep, Reynolds there again. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. He rebounds, he knocks down threes, he's everywhere.
C.J. Reynolds, according to his head coach, Mike Thomas, most talented guy in the state. I know people are gonna fight me on that, not scared to say it. And Mike Thomas has seen a ton of hoops players over the years. From Kalamazoo Central, Grand Blanc, the whole bunch. Back inside they go, and this time an East Kentwood block. R.J. Chapman got a piece.
Great block by Chapman. Now we see Drew Kimji come back in the game, and now we'll get to see this matchup kind of between these two college big men.
Number 4 on East Kentwood and 22 for King. 6'9" against 6'10". Tyler's got a few extra LBs.
But so, what people don't know is Kimji he's lost about 50+ pounds. I mean, he was bigger than Tyler per se, and so he's done a great job of slimming up. Now his next phase is to learn how to play at this new weight.
They get him rolling to the rim. That was really pretty basketball.
Yeah, great job of being patient. Great pass. Then he was patient and not to go up. Let the help side fly by, then went up strong.
That 9-0 early lead for King is almost gone. Hawkins. Rebound. East Kentwood pushing with Cook. Jeremiah Cook. Yes! And a chance for three.
Yep. Told you it's going to happen when Cook and Chapman become involved and impose themselves on the game.
Mike Thomas is loving what he's seeing from his guys after a slow start.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see there the Euro step, strong play with the kiss off the glass.
Another free throw down for Jeremiah Cook. And East Kentwood, they got their first lead of the night. Again, Detroit King is missing Stephen Jones tonight. They've only played 7 guys. They're about to check in Tarek Mason for the first time.
Yeah, but now Jones is a player we were eager to see. I mean, he's so talented. One of the best guards in the PSL. I mean, he can score in all kind of ways.
Marion not lost the ball. R.J. Chapman!
Chapman, welcome to the show.
East Kentwood is flying. King needs a silencer. Derek Kilgore Jr. Drew Floyd backs it out. Floyd drive, threw it up and didn't get a call. East Kentwood pushing again. Inside for 2 more, Jeremiah Cook.
Yep, and East Kentwood, they're rolling now. They're advancing the ball by passing it ahead. The pass moves faster than the player.
George Ward's got to call timeout to stop the bleeding. King got off to a 9-0 start, and ever since it's been an East Kentwood party. Up and down the floor they go. Highlights all over the place. R.J. Chapman lifts the lid on this gym.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Mike Thomas, if you're making a list of the best high school basketball coaches in Michigan, if that guy's not on the list, it's the wrong list.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend, man. He's done so much, coached so many players, had so much success. I mean, you know, former player, and then he's just learned from the best. His father was, you know, great at Albion, and I just can't say much about him. He's not scared to bring in the help he needs. His assistants, Key Madison, and those guys are high level. He's just revitalized his program.
Major Barnes that time threw down Braylon Stinson. Let's be careful now. He threw him down right in front of the East Kentwood student section.
Yep, and so here's where you got to learn. And you see here, a lot of competitiveness going on. And there, the mix-up, boom, you throw him down. Okay, throw him down. Well, with the ball. Now, here's where you control your emotions. Learn how to play hard and play as hard as you can. Learn how to dominate somebody without afterwards walking up in his face.
It's going to be so interesting to see how these final 4 minutes and 14 seconds go in the half, because King gets off to this great start, and then all of a sudden East Kentwood starts ballooning the lead without Stephen Jones for King. Honestly, they need someone to just step up and make a couple of shots right now.
You said it. I mean, his talent. Early running their system, running their plays. You know, it dazed East Kentwood. It was like a haymaker out of the gate. But now that East Kentwood, you see the live attempt here.
Follow up good. Barnes puts it in.
Yeah, but now that East Kentwood has kind of figured out their tempo, like this is when you would need Jones, who could just go get a bucket on anybody in the state.
Largest lead of the game for East Kentwood. The gym only gets louder. Derek Kilgore Jr. still got it.
Yep, and especially without Hunter in, you got to depend on your offense right now. Run your offense.
Marion Knott scored 7 of the first 9 points, but he just traveled and King hasn't scored in a long time.
Yep, so what these players need to do, they have a Hall of Fame coach, George Ward, and his system. Run it. You know, you don't have Jones. Hunter is not in the game right now. Trust the offense. Run it through. Set the screens. Do the cuts. And watch how points start to come again.
Sammy McQuedge gave up the dribble. C.J. Reynolds back to Sammy, and the big man's got 2 more.
Great job, East Kentwood, moving the ball around. Sammy there finishing. I mean, Sammy's one of the most athletic players in the state.
It is a 9-point game. King started the game off 9-0 ever since. East Kentwood's outscored him by 18. King wanted this test. They wanted to come across the state on a snowy day and see what they had. They're getting tested. Marion not tangled up. R.J. Chapman, the guy who tangled him up. The arrow keeps it with King, but they can just still do nothing on offense.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Knott there. That was a great job by Chapman because Knott, who's the bigger player, you know, he went to kind of back Chapman down, and Chapman stood his ground. And then he competed, and I like that. I mean, boom, you're tussling for the ball. Good job. Then just give the ball to the referee. You know, don't make it into a tech situation just because you competed. Some people don't know how to compete and confront without fighting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, that's emotional balance right there. Good job by Chapman.
Marion Knott for Derek Kilgore. The guy who's had to battle through some injuries this year, coming back from last year. It's a valuable piece off the bench. That time his jumper wasn't close. McQuedge slips with Kilgore. And they got a whistle on that play, too.
Yep, and they were trying to throw it ahead because to Sammy, if anytime you can get him in the open court, get it because he can fly.
They actually called this foul on McQuedge, I guess, there when Kilgore was going after the ball.
Yeah, well, Kilgore beat him to the ball. You know, the pass was a little bit long. Kilgore beat him to the ball, and they said that McQuedge, you know, then fouled him.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go, first half. That towel on George Ward's shoulders getting a workout.
Oh, yes, it is. I mean, he wants him to do the right thing. And, you know, you have Hunter back in the game. So now that he's back in the game, use him. You know, when you see him duck in and throw the ball, you got to make sure he gets it. He's your biggest presence in there.
Drew Floyd looking around. No one's helping him out. This is where King misses Stephen Jones. Drew Floyd blocked. Major Barnes has played major minutes off the bench for East Kentwood.
Yep, great defense right there.
Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball, so let's see how East Kentwood attacks it. They go quick. R.J. Chapman, yes!
If you saw the hands up, he came across the screen, paused them, got the defender in the air, then went in for the nice layup.
11-point East Kentwood lead in a half where they trailed by 9 multiple times. Marion Knott fouled.
Yep. Great job by Knott right there, but I think you got to find Hunter. You got to find him. He's posted up. He's in there. These guys he's bouncing guys off of his back. I mean, if you watch him individually in there, guys are trying to defend him behind him. He has a legal way to just throw a guy off of him, but he's not getting the ball. You know, you got to throw it down and be able to make this defense collapse a little bit. Then he can kick it out and hit some threes.
Thanks again to all our outstanding sponsors who have made sure that this Gotta Get It Classic can come to life again this year. All 4 games, Brother Rice, Grand Rapids, Northview, Muskegon, Wayne Memorial, East Kentwood, Detroit King, in our nightcap, East Lansing, Rockford, number 1 versus number 2. These 8 teams, Reggie, and we're not just blowing smoke here. Any one of these 8 teams can make the Final Four. Any of these teams could win the state championship.
Absolutely. I mean, it's wide open this year, and it's so exciting. I mean, everybody's always talking about Michigan basketball is down, but I'll tell you what, it's still some awesome coaches in this state. It's still some great teams and some great players who are here. You know, we can't worry about who's not here, per se. We love them. You know, when you come back, we'll cheer on you. We'll cheer you on in college. But these teams here, they're phenomenal. They're great to watch.
It's a fun day down the road, too, in Kalamazoo. Western Michigan hosted Eastern Michigan. Both their coaches are from Michigan, and 17 guys on those teams from Michigan. Jeremiah Cook, another guy who could go D1. That is a big-time finish.
Yep, I mean, he's able to hang in the air. He's so poised. These East Kentwood guards are very mature for their age.
Lead back to 12. Not almost lost it. Stinson into the starting lineup today. Tough shot, he got blocked. Wanted a call, he's not gonna get it. And will stay on this end. Tyler Hunter is going to come back in here. There's only 19 seconds on the clock.
Yep, and when he's back in, make sure you get it to him. I mean, he's in there posting. The offense is designed to get it to him. You just got to have the will to dump it down.
Floyd will inbound it. Right to Hunter. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Offensive foul away from the ball on King.
Yep, they got that on Hunter. They felt that he ran into Cook there and got the foul.
That's worst case scenario for George Ward. You get the big guy in, he promptly picks up his second foul, and they take him out to make sure he doesn't get his third. There's going to be some coaching going on at halftime for Coach Ward. C.J. Reynolds got to the rim, and C.J. Reynolds got a foul.
Yep, and good job by Reynolds of knowing the clock. He had to hurry up right there.
If you're George Ward in that halftime locker room and that halftime message, after the way that this first half started and how it's ended, what do you think is going to be telling the guys?
I would put this up on the screen. What we see on our screen, I'm going to put that up at halftime. I'm going to say, hey, like he says, hey, my man, run my offense. You know, trust me, run my offense. Run it and then have confidence, because it's like not just run the offense for 10 minutes and don't do anything.
Right.
But run the offense and seize the moments within the offense. You guys know what shots are within this offense. When you come off that screen, shoot the ball. When Tyler posts up during this offense, dump it down. Like, don't just run it to run it, and don't just do your own thing. Run my offense to the capabilities. Look at his resume. I mean, you know, this is a coach who's done everything.
It's going to be some hardcore coaching coming up here in 4 seconds. Half-court heave, short. Derek Kilgore Jr. missed it. And after a first couple minutes for East Kentwood that weren't real good, the next few were. And George Ward is hoping that second half doesn't look like the first for King, because right now East Kentwood and Mike Thomas are kind of running King out of the building. Both these teams knew that this would be a bit of a litmus test game. East Kentwood a shot to prove to the entire state that, you know what, you got to pay attention to us. We are one of the best. Mike Thomas, their head coach, is standing by with Charlotte.
Thanks, Evan. Coach, in the first, you were trailing by 9, didn't score a point in the first 5 minutes. Then you took a huge lead. What do you have to say about the flow of the game so far?
I thought we had to just kind of calm down. You know, it's a big day today. Guys been kind of, you know, just walking around waiting and things like that. I just thought we had to get the jitters out. And once we did that, great things started to happen for us. Hopefully we can keep that defense going for us, too.
In the second quarter, you guys got pretty hot. What's going to be the message to keep them going?
You know, just continue to play with each other and continue to weather the storm with each other. The game of basketball is full of flows, and hopefully we can get this third quarter, get something flowing in the third quarter. So.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep, have a good one.
Back to you guys.
Appreciate it. Mike Thomas is one of the finest high school basketball coaches in Michigan, and he just put on a bit of a clinic after a slow start East Kentwood, easily one of the top teams in the state. If you haven't been paying attention, pay attention. That was a heck of a first half from the Falcons.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
My time to shine. He took over. Got it. Splat. And that will put some gauze on it. So they were having a lot of fun, pinching it off to each other. Dunks were happening. Just a good time.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Welcome back to the GGI Classic. I am here with East Kentwood's head football coach, Ty Spencer. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
Coach, you have started kind of a new path and a new culture here at East Kentwood. How has that journey been for you?
It's been fun. It's been great. You know, the people, the community here, the administration here have been welcoming and very supportive.
How has it been working with Mike Thomas in creating an environment here?
Man, it's been awesome. Like, you know, Mike, he's from championship pedigree, and like we just bounce back and forth ideas, you know, and sharpen each other. So, you know, just the things that he does and some of the things that I've gotten from him, and it's just helped me out.
What are some of the things that you have learned along the way that have gotten you to this point in building this new culture?
One, just being more invested in this community, because it's not like in Detroit where I came from, it was so much larger. Here it's a little bit smaller, and so just really having that community feel and that build has been something that's been like really something I've taken in a lot. And just having events like this, like we put on some stuff with the football team and the football players, and not similar to this, but we've tried to do stuff that where we can have the student body be involved in our community and teachers, and so just really trying to have that family-like feel.
What do you want your impact to be on the community?
Just, you know, one of those things where they can be proud of us, something that they can come and enjoy, and just be proud of, like their family members that are playing, their children that are playing. You know, just there's nothing like having a proud community support or a proud program, and the community loves it. So we just want to continue to grow it, and this is a great place to do that.
And lastly, what is kind of the motto that you set for this East Kentwood football team to keep them in and keep them together?
Honestly, you know, we have 5 values, you know: effort, attitude, toughness, commitment, and discipline. And like we just really, on the field and off the field, we just try to live by that. And so in everything we do. And so like those are our values, and we have standards, and like we just try to reinforce those and continue to do that. And you know, if we keep doing that and keep building that culture and drive that, man, I think, you know, the sky's the limit.
All right, thanks for joining, Coach.
Thank you
Guys,
so much.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the GGI Classic.
GottaGetIt is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
Parents Changing Spaces is a locally owned, free senior living referral and placement service. They help families who have loved ones that can no longer independently care for themselves find a place to live. They work with families across Southeast Michigan to find all types of senior housing, including assisted living, memory care, and residential care homes. In addition, if your loved one is in need of some assistance, but not yet ready to make a move, they can provide guidance and resources for in-care home givers, physical and occupational therapy, transportation, and much more. Parents Changing Spaces service is complimentary and of no charge to you. Give them a call today, 844-772-7368, to learn how they can help your family.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! George Ward is one of the finest head coaches at any level of high school basketball in our great state of Michigan. His team's got work to do as we go into the second half. He's standing by with Charlotte.
Coach, in the first quarter, you guys had a big lead. They had no points, but fell to a little bit of a deficit. What was the message to the boys?
You know, you got to meet aggression with aggression. I think, you know, you look at the crowd, this is just a wonderful atmosphere, but the guys got to maintain their emotions. And when you maintain your emotions, you can maintain your focus. Right now, they got a little antsy. They didn't meet East Kentwood's aggression. We just got to settle ourselves down. We got some seniors on the floor, so we should be able to do that, but we can't give up that type of lead. And it's just uncharacteristic of us to give us so many points in the second quarter, but hopefully we'll rebound. We'll be all right.
35% shooting, 25 from three. What do you want to see offensively?
Well, you know what? We're not that great a three-point shooting team anyway, so I understand that portion of it, but we can't turn the basketball over against a team like this. And so what we understand is every time we get in the paint, we got to play off 2 feet. They're going to come block shots. They're going to get every loose basketball if you don't fight them. And we gave up a couple offensive rebounds that were just so lazy on our behalf. So we got to maintain our composure. We got to maintain our poise, and we can fight and get back in this thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
You know what's really interesting, Reggie, about that conversation is, you know, some coaches maybe would freak out. Some coaches would be upset. George Ward, you could tell the message was, hey, take a deep breath, start doing these things right, and we'll have a game when we get to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a message of calm. I'm sure it was a little more intense in the locker room, but, again, it was a message of calm. Hey, calm down. You know, we know what we're doing. I bet you he didn't even mention anything about who they don't have. That George Ward is not a guy to worry about what's not in front of him. And so he's just trying to get these guys who are here to play the best they can.
Yeah, Stephen Jones, maybe King's best overall player, is not playing for them tonight. While we have a second as well, we'd like to correct something. Number 1 for East Kentwood, it was written wrong on the roster. It's not Major Barnes, it's Jakari Lovelady. We heard a rumor that a certain member of Jakari's family is watching and wants to make sure he gets some love. Jakari Lovelady is number 1 for East Kentwood. He is playing an outstanding game.
Yes,
Just want to make sure we're good on that.
Yes, he is. Granny, we are sorry. Hey, listen, once, you know, when Granny calls in and says, hey, you got my baby's number wrong, let's get it right. Granny, we are sorry. We got your baby. Jakari Lovelady, number 1. We got him.
You know, East Kentwood's done a really nice job with those guys who have come off the bench. Jackson Tabor and Lovelady gave them some really good minutes off the bench. This is a really talented starting 5 for East Kentwood, but their bench has done really, really good work today, too. R.J. Chapman, nice crossover. A Quedge to Kenyi. Trapped by 3 different guys, and he still scored.
Yeah, good job of patience by Drew, just being able to step through there. You saw the spin. I mean, his footwork, he's a skill big. He's not necessarily power, he's skilled. You know, he's lost the weight, so now he's more skilled and finesse than power.
Drew does have an offer from Eastern Michigan already.
And they're in the building to watch. I mean, this is a great showcase. If you're a college coach, you want to be here today. I saw Toledo in the building, Lansing Community College, Eastern Michigan, and amongst others, excuse me.
Eastern Michigan lost at Western Michigan earlier today, and Toledo played last night as well. So great opportunities for all those schools to get here.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, look how many Michigan kids those schools have.
Right.
You know, Eastern Michigan loaded with Michigan kids. You know, yes, some are transfers back, but they're loaded. Stan Heath loves those kids. Toledo loves Michigan guards. So, I mean, it's just a really good day to come see the best talent we have.
Well, Toledo the last few years, it's just been a straight pipeline from UAD Jesuit to Toledo. Are you good at UAD? Okay, you're a Toledo Rocket. We got Sonny Wilson. We got a whole bunch of guys going over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So the UAD guys, you know, they've had a lot of success, but also just Michigan guards. Ryan Rollins, we talked about.
Yeah.
You know, Jaylon Allen, who we saw in the first game. Maybe he didn't have the best game, but I think he's a stud. You know, and he's going there. They've done well with players, and now you have, let's say, at Eastern Michigan, who's here. How many players have revived their careers there? Look at Mo Hob. You know, at Central Michigan, he was injured and didn't play, but, I mean, he's having an all-MAC year this year, along with others. Braylon Green recently started coming out of his shell.
Even though Eastern Michigan lost today, Mo Hob had 20 and 9 again.
Yeah, I love the MAC for Michigan players. I mean, Michigan players do well in all other kind of conferences too, but, you know, I love those local schools doing well for them.
A lot of ball movement, but Marion Knott got tangled up down there. Still King ball in the arrow.
We'll stay here.
Still pretty much the whole second half to go, but King was down by 13 at halftime. King got off to a 9-0 lead, and then it just flipped. Off the inbound, tipped away. There's that length of East Kentwood. R.J. Chapman, no. Follow, no. And Hunter got the board. Quickly ahead, Marion Knott for 2.
Yep, good job by Knott being patient, able to kind of pump fake, be able to go in there with the trees and finish.
Knott's the top scorer for King. He's got 11 of their 20. Knott was outstanding in the first quarter. Then he went quiet in the second.
Coach Ward calls him their Draymond Green.
Jeremiah Cook. Rebound. Miss again. Hunter gets that miss from C.J. Reynolds.
Hunter's a good rebounder. When he comes in there, flies in there, secures it, nobody else has a chance.
Drew Floyd gave it up. Gabriel Hawkins, that's his second 3 tonight.
Yep, they ran the offense and took the shot that was there. You know, that was with confidence. There was no second guessing that shot.
George Ward was calm when he was talking to Charlotte coming into this second half. Just got to run our stuff. We'll be fine. Down to a 9-point game. Knott almost stripped it. He's playing some good defense right now on McQuedge. Chapman, kick. Reynolds. Hunter had it tipped out of bounds. Tyler Hunter's really starting to use that size inside right now.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's imposing. In my opinion, they got to get it down there to him on the offensive end. But defensively, he's cleaning everything up. There's not a shot that comes off that he's not involved in.
East Kentwood goes back to the bench. Jakari Lovelady is in. Gave them some really solid run off the bench in the first half. Can King get a little bit closer? Slowly but surely, they're coming back.
See, right there, you got to get Hunter the ball. Get him the ball. He's right there. But, you know, look how long it took. And so now he's out of position. You got to give him the ball while he's there at the block.
No shot clock in high school basketball, so King's being patient here. Let's see if they try to refeed Tyler Hunter. Hawkins got it again. He's really heating up in this third quarter.
Yep. Continue looking for it. They ran their offense, turned it over several times, and then got the shot they wanted.
Little game pressure back on East Kentwood. Jeremiah Cook got those shoulders turned and got a foul.
Whoa, did you see that double crossover he just did? Oh, wow. You'll see there. Look at this move. Bop, bop. And nice, got it to the paint.
That was a King defender who was an unwilling dance partner. He didn't want to be dancing like that.
Absolutely. It takes two to tango, and Jeremiah Cook with an incredible individual move. And you know, look at the timing of that was great. And as we see the schedule here.
One more game coming up. 1 versus 2, maybe a state championship preview between East Lansing and Rockford. Hope you can join us for the Gotta Get It Classic finale in about an hour or so. That's going to be a heck of a game.
Man, you better be tuned in. I mean, you have, in that game, you have two teams who are the perfect mix of, you know, natural athleticism, are dynamic, but also fundamentally sound. And I mean, well coached, and so it's going to be a great show.
Drew Floyd misses. The Bascom brothers for Rockford with a bunch of other good players, and KJ Torbert and friends for East Lansing.
Ooh, I mean, you know, that's a lot of excitement. And, you know, I can't talk about the coaches enough. Coach Ray Mitchell, you know, at East Lansing, I mean, he's a teacher, and I got to spend some time at Xavier Tillman's camp with Rockford's coach this summer. He was running the film sessions. I mean, that guy's a basketball wizard.
Good block on one end for Knott. Marion's got it. King is right back in this game, down by 13 at halftime. Hunter tangled up with Kenyi inside, and they just got Drew for another foul.
Yep, Hunter again doing a good job posting up, and Drew fighting with him. Nice pass there and a great block.
Drew Kenyi, Drew's second, Falcons first.
Yep, perfect timing. Wynn got it. Not who, again, Coach Ward calls Draymond Green. But this Hunter and Drew matchup, I love it. I just want to see one of them get the ball and actually go at each other once in a while.
No whistle. Nope, they did get him. You know, Knott got by him and then was taking the shot, and then they called offensive foul.
Yeah, I think they saw his arm extend a little bit, and Chapman did a good job of selling it, and so they called the foul.
It's a big foul. This is the third on Marion Knott.
You'll see there, lowers this. Yeah, sometimes I like, I think Chapman's a good defender, but sometimes I like to play on.
Leading the ball for 7-1 East Kentwood. Lovelady lost the ball. Marion Knott downhill, and the layup wouldn't go. Kenyi ahead of the pack. He missed the layup.
And you got to get back. Misses happen.
Drew Floyd, good.
Nice, strong layup.
George Ward was talking to us at halftime, and he said if we just do X, Y, and Z, we'll be fine. Still a lot of time to go, about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and a 13-point deficit at 1 point for King is now only 6.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
You know, in the PSL, right, everyone thinks of King and Cass and they think of football, but you got to think of basketball. Cass won the state title a couple of years ago, and King easily has the potential to do that this year. And when one of your alums is the Iceman, that's a pretty darn good alum to have.
Yes, it is. I mean, one of the greatest to ever play basketball is an alumni of them. But, you know, King has a rich tradition. I mean, they're a powerful school. Besides powerful, they're a great educational institution, and, you know, they have great sports as well.
Right now they're trying to fight back in this game. They're trying to get it all the way back to even. King was down 13 at halftime. The game has been slimmed to 6. And now for what feels like the first time in a long time, East Kentwood, they got to get some points on the board again.
Yes, they do. They got to figure it out. And you know, one thing you're not going to do is blow out a George Ward team. You're not going to blow them out. I don't care who they have. And so now it's East Kentwood's turn to really find their niche within this half.
Lovelady, not close. You know, King has lost 3 times this year, but they're by a combined 14 points. They lost to Lansing Waverly by 4. They lost to East Lansing by 1, and then they lost in overtime to Detroit Catholic Central. As you're saying, Reg, King may lose, but it's going to take a lot to take them down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to blow them out. And look at the losses they had. And at the end of the day, in Michigan, everybody makes the playoffs anyway.
Yep.
So it's better to play the tough schedule, allow your kids to get the exposure and, you know, experience of playing tough teams.
Marion not fighting for his miss. That's remarkable effort. Lovelady almost got the steal.
Granny, your baby almost got the steal. I know you're watching. There he goes. He's doing great.
I'd tell Jakari Lovelady's grandma to put something in the chat, but she probably has no idea how to do that. If she does, God bless.
Well, we got the message, you know, that we had the roster number wrong. So Granny knows how to get that message across. So, Granny, we're glad you're listening in, man. Thank you for paying attention.
Big final couple of minutes here in a third quarter that King has controlled. They are fighting their way back in this great matchup. Big shot coming. Hawkins fouled by Lovelady.
Yep, and good job by King. When you move the ball from side to side, it causes exactly what happened. You now shift the defense, and they run out kind of out of control. So that comes from the good ball movement that they had. And as we talked about, take the shot.
Well, and also think about this too. Gabe Hawkins has made 3 different threes in this game. He's made a couple of threes in this quarter, so it's only natural for East Kentwood to go, shoot, we got to close out on that guy. What happens? Foul.
Yep, exactly. And imagine if just let's say that pass would have come from somebody 3 feet away from him. But no, it came like in, you know, with force, with throttle coming from the other side of the floor. So, you know, it's important. King is starting to play the right way offensively.
East Kentwood student section has been great all night. They just haven't had a lot of chances to make noise in this third quarter.
And, I mean, it's incredible. These facilities, oh, my goodness. Look at this. I don't know if anybody's – well, if you're tuning in, you can't see, but I don't even know the footage. But they have these large TVs up on the wall, almost like we're at a college arena. And they're LCD. They're showing the games. They have bleachers on both sides. I mean, this is a wonderful indoor facility. Yeah, right there. You can see the screen there. And so, I mean, this is the perfect place to have such a great tournament. Shout out to Mike Thomas for putting this together.
Lovelady just picked up another foul. Derek Kilgore Jr. is going to go right back to the free throw line.
Yeah, but King starting to impose. This is King style. You know, make it a little bit ugly, and you know, and before you know it, they're just going to put points up. King can play ugly and win. A lot of teams can't do that.
Yeah, East Kentwood just couldn't save the rebounds, and Kilgore, the guy who was right there to go to the line. Reggie, I also want you to not forget the hockey rink that's right across the street. East Kentwood, they have their own rink.
Absolutely, they have their own freshman school. And then they have a hockey rink out here as well. And football field is great. And, you know, you heard from Coach Spencer, who was on the halftime show. And he's actually an East Michigan guy who came out here to East Kentwood and has gotten them to a great level. So, I mean, this is, you know, the community supports this school. It's one of the largest schools in the state, enrollment in the state. And
this has got to be a weird game for Coach Spencer because Ty Spencer won all these state championships coaching at King, right?
Yes.
And then he comes out here. His team had a great year this year. They just ran into what was an inevitable machine. CC this year was not going to lose to anybody. But East Kentwood had a heck of a year, and I think Coach Spencer's getting that football team to Ford Field soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they invest in the program, and the community supports them.
No. Big rebound, Braylon Stinson.
This is a time where East Kentwood has to really settle in and get things going. They want to get a little bit more up-tempo. Look at the athletes they got out there. You want to be able to secure these rebounds so you can run, like now. Don't hold it. Don't walk it up. Push it up. Run.
Good lob ahead. McQuedge. Man, East Kentwood cannot buy anything in this quarter.
Yep, and Sammy, who had a good look at it, just kind of threw it a little bit too hard.
Derek Kilgore blocked. McQuedge, watch out now. We got a little extra after that.
That's what I mean. You see Chapman telling him no. That's exactly what I said. You got to be able to rip the ball from somebody, get in a confrontation without going to, and I'm not saying Sammy was going to fight him, but, you know, without going to confront him. Look, you got the ball. You took it away. Don't confront him after. Just walk the other way. You're still tough. In my opinion, you're tough when you take the ball. You're not tough when you push afterwards. And Sammy, who's a great kid, man, know him personally. That's just an example for other high school kids.
All right, let's see how East Kentwood runs this with the no shot clock. King has outscored him by 8 in this third quarter. Nifty moves. Tabor, no. Follow, not there. Cook, yes.
Good job by Cook being aggressive and getting that put back before the end of the quarter.
Jeremiah Cook with 16. And a quick timeout. We'll keep it here. Gives us an opportunity to thank more of our sponsors, making sure this 2026 Gotta Get It Classic can go off without a hitch. Your local West Michigan paving contractor since 1983, Superior Asphalt. They specialize in new construction, maintenance, repair. You can all get it there at Superior Asphalt. Atlantic Fish, known for its quality offerings and versatile dining experience. Atlantic Fish Market represents the best of West Michigan seafood selection. They offer a wide array of fresh seafood featuring over 20 different cuts of fish. If you're Catholic, you know Lent is coming sooner rather than later, so go to Atlantic Fish Market. Today's game also, of course, brought to you by Gotta Get It, a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, physical and mental health. They facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for youth and young adults across the state, especially on the west side of Michigan. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and we get an opportunity to thank the Wolford Family Donor Fund for being a sponsor of this Gotta Get It Classic again in 2026.
Events like this aren't possible without, you know, people who see the vision and want to chip in to help the kids and take part in something like this. So thank you to the sponsors.
Kings made it a game again in the third. Can they get closer on their final possession of the third? Stinson was 7. Braylon Stinson blocked. Hunter's got it. Tipped again. Floyd, no. And East Kentwood's defense closes the third emphatically.
Yep, good job. I mean, what a block by Chapman, being able to fly in there. He's just a guard, but he got up there.
R.J. Chapman almost sent this thing into the third row. East Kentwood trying to close it out in the fourth after this.
My time to shine. He took over. Got it. Slap. And that will put some gauze on it. So they were having a lot of fun, pitching it off to each other. Dunks were happening. Just a good time.
Fourth quarter, East Kentwood and Detroit King, coached by a couple of guys who know each other really well. Charlotte Turbrock has more on that.
Between these two coaches is one to talk about. This is not their first rodeo. Way back in 2011, these two faced off in State A championship final. Evans got the win over Ward's team, and now they are on a bigger stage, doing more with each other, and respect is the thing that keeps them together. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, really cool that these two guys have continued their relationship all the way back in 2011. George Ward at Southeastern, Jungleers playing the Maroon Giants in that Class A state championship game. Kalamazoo Central won it. Now it's King against East Kentwood. Drew Kenny lost the ball inside. King was up 9-0. Then they were down 13 at halftime. Got back in the game in the third quarter. They feed Hunter. Reg has been calling for that the whole game, and they finally listened to him.
There it is. There it is. Let the big fella eat.
Back down to a 5-point game. This is the closest it's been since the first half. Lovelady off a screen. McQuedge will shoot it. Not all over the place in the second half.
Yep, and that was a cool quarter thing that Charlotte brought up, how they played against each other, coached against each other in a state championship many years ago. And I mean, it seems like all the best coaches know each other and have a great respect for each other here in the state of Michigan.
Drew Floyd, Hawkins. That's the first three he's missed in the second half. Nice pass, McQuedge throwing it down.
That's what they were waiting for. Sammy, he was a high flyer. They threw it ahead, and he was able to get the dunk.
King's got numbers here. Reynolds behind the play was tying his shoe. Of all the times to tie your shoe. Lost the ball. Chapman came out of the pack. McQuedge again.
Oh, he caught it off the vertical. The alley-oop was a little short, and Sammy did a good job of getting up.
East Kentwood taking King's best punch in the second half and starting to slug right back. Sammy McQuedge throwing it down a couple of times. And it's a 9-point lead for East Kentwood.
Yep, good job. Sammy, I mean, we talked about what a high flyer he is. Got up on those two dunks.
You know so badly they wanted a lob there.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll take the conventional dunk, but the lob's just cooler, you know?
It is. It absolutely is.
What do you think Mike Thomas is talking about in that huddle right now?
Now let's run. You know, let's get stops. Let's run. He's really trying to get them to get far away from that third quarter play as possible. So even though they've had two good plays in a row, he doesn't want them going back to being stagnant. East Kentwood is better when they start running.
You know, for Mike Thomas, he probably would have liked a bit of a faster build here at East Kentwood. This is his fourth season, and this is a head coach who's not used to things being a slow build. He goes to Kalamazoo Central and Grand Blanc, and he wins. But, Reg, talking to him, being around the program for a couple of days leading up to this GottaGetIt Classic, he's really confident, not just about the group he has now, but as we've talked about, 4 junior starters, this is a team that still has room to grow as the season goes along. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you know what? He handled this the right way. And when I say that, all these guys were freshmen, and he let them take their lumps. You know, he did the freshman year. He did have a couple of seniors who did well and, you know, has showed leaderships, but he let them take their lumps. I mean, he got on them, but he also talked to them as the way you should talk to a freshman. Last year, got a little bit better. And, you know, there was a team that I got to see practice a lot and work with sometimes, but now they're juniors, and now it's like, okay, now there's accountability. So, you know, he's handled this the right way as they've grown from year to year. They got the last foul on R.J. Chapman, who's the only senior starter. Still a lot of time here. Still 6 minutes to go. Hawkins clean look. Following his miss, and they're going to get him for a foul. He slammed into Jeremiah Cook. Yep, he was just a little late on that follow. But Hawkins, he's a guy who's hit some shots. He's hit some big shots and helped them get back into the game. We're still far away from this becoming a true factor, but again, there's no shot clock in Michigan high school basketball. So you get to a certain point and a 9-point game feels like 19 without a shot clock. So it's a bit of a danger time here for King. Yep. But I'll tell you what, like East Kentwood, they're not designed to just hold the ball. You know, so lead or not, like how their guys are wired, Cook and Chapman, they can run the offense and they can, you know, pass it around, move it around. But listen, these guys are wired to after it comes around 2 or 3 times, these guys are going to go get it. So you don't have to. Now, on the other end, if King was up, they know how to hold the ball. Oh, that's a really good inbound play. C.J. Reynolds off a nice find. Yep, absolutely. Like I told you, they're going to kind of make the – East Kentwood is wired to make the most aggressive play possible. Drew Floyd. Hunter again inside. They can't get on the ball. You know, it has to be intentional. You don't throw the ball inside by accident. Marion Knott, big shot, big three. Nice job. Knott knocked it down. Still within shouting distance. 8-point game, 5 minutes to go. Goes out of bounds, is tipped out of bounds by King. One more game to go. East Lansing Rockford, our nightcap tonight. a potential state championship preview. A lot of people think those are the 2 top teams in the state. And the next time they play after tonight, state championship game. So don't miss that one.
That's going to be electric. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be electric. And, you know, you talk about Mr. Basketball candidates, you know, the player from Rockford, the Boston, and then KJ Torber. I mean, he's he's a show all by himself.
Speaking of shows, gigantic shot, C.J. Reynolds.
Yeah, C.J. Reynolds. I mean, he's always there when you need him.
Marion Knott's got it again. Stepping through and missing the shot. Long rebound. Kenyi down to the floor, saved it. Now East Kentwood can run. This is where it gets fun. Cook gave it up. Reynolds thought about it, but slows it down. Inside, Kenyi. He was bumped near his face. That was Stinson, one of the men who drew that contact in there.
And you saw Coach Thomas give Reynolds a high five. What I think was incredible about that is the ball came around and he didn't take the shot. Most players get anxiety when they miss out on a shot. And he just dribbled it up how he should, and then he made the right pass. Most players, if they miss a shot opportunity like in that small window, it just overwhelms them, and then they take a step-back shot because they missed the other shot. He just dribbled it around and then made the right play. I can't tell you how much that makes a difference.
Not just tipped it out. King's gone back to the bench at least one more time. Derek Kilgore Jr., number 11's back in. Start wondering here, too, at which point does King start fouling? I got to get East Kentwood to the bonus.
I think before you start fouling, you come up and you start trapping. You know, you start, even though East Kentwood, their goal is not to hold the ball, but I think you want to start being selective about your traps. Start trying to maybe trap somebody, shoot the gap, get a steal before you just put them at the line.
It's a good test here for East Kentwood, too. We've talked about how talented they are, but at their heart, it is still a team with a lot of juniors. This is the type of game and situation, Reggie, they want to be in a ton over the next couple of months. They want to be up double digits, 4 minutes to go against a good team. It's a nice little test here for East Kentwood. Can they close out a really good team like King?
Yep, and so the next, any timeout, if I'm Coach Thomas, I'm bringing up what's at stake. You know, hey, guys, this is a chance to learn how to finish a game off. This is a chance. So when you're in a chance later in the season, you can say, hey, remember the King game?
Uh-oh, we got a held ball there, and it's King on the arrow. Cook spun inside, lost the ball, and King gets a stop.
Yep, and so, that's a play. So when you go back and watch the film, I mean, you can say, hey, Jeremiah, you know, we are up. Even though, like I said, East Kentwood doesn't necessarily hold the ball and do 4 corners, but you want to do the safest thing possible while still being aggressive.
Let's see how quick King goes. Still down by 11. Open Hawkins. Got away with one there if you're East Kentwood. Long rebound. And they say kicked ball by East Kentwood. You know, Gabriel Hawkins has made 3 threes in this game for King, but he's missed 3 attempts in a row here in the 4th quarter.
Yep, well, they've been on him even more. So, he's done a great job of working himself open, but East Kentwood has made him a focus.
Hunter's not on the floor right now for King. Drew Floyd spinning. A lot of time coming off the clock on this possession.
Yeah, but King is in a situation where they can't hold the ball. You know, they have to try to get to it and shoot the best available shot, the first available shot.
Ahead again, McQuedge. Sammy McQuedge, athleticism.
I mean, he's dynamic in the open court. He's so athletic, he's tall, and he's strong. I mean, Sammy plays football as well, so he's used to contact.
Kilgore, good. That is a 3. George Ward will take a timeout. We'll take the quick one with him. And even 3 minutes to go. It's a 10-point game. Not over yet from East Kentwood.
GottaGetIt is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
George Ward just called a timeout. Got a big three from Derek Kilgore Jr. right before the media timeout. 10-point game. Kings trailed by as many as 15. They were down by 13 at halftime, and they also led 9-0 to start the game. RJ Chapman into the front court. Lovelady is back on the floor. He's been the best sub tonight. Ooh, Floyd took the ball away. Held ball. Arrow says it's East Kentwood's. I know Kings only got the one timeout left, but maybe George Ward should have called it there to save the possession?
Yeah, everything matters. 10 points. I mean, you kind of need it, but, you know, he trusts his defense. He trusts the pressure they can put. And also, you got to think, Kentwood's not going to hold the ball. So, you know, he knows who he's playing against.
Chapman inside, now outside. Again, in case you're watching Michigan high school hoops for the first time, no shot clock. King gets the steal. Marion Knott tracks it down and gets blocked. Still King ball.
Yep, and so, I mean, great job on defense. But that's why I say, like, George Ward, he trusts his defense. And so they let it play on, and they end up getting the steal, and he still has his timeout.
Sub here for East Kentwood. They're going to take Andrew Kenny out of the game. They're going to bring Jeremiah Cook back in as Mike Thomas tries to get this thing to the finish line. Heat checker for Kilgore. Lovelady, couple of crossovers. The crossovers were so good he lost his headband.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was shaking everybody out, and so his headband actually came out.
It's the fourth foul, too, on Gabriel Hawkins. He's your best three-point shooter if you're King. You probably just have to leave him in, even with the 4 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely, because you got to get some points. So, you know, Knott is doing a good job of scoring at the basket, but Hawkins is going to be able to hit those threes you need.
You know what's interesting getting ready for this GottaGetIt Classic? All 8 teams involved, we essentially asked all the coaches the same question. A lot of people are going to freak out based on what the results are today. Everyone's going to go one way if you win, one way if you lose. And both of these coaches in this game specifically, Mike Thomas for East Kentwood and George Ward for King, they both said, look, do we want to win this game? Of course. But we've both been around the block, and we understand the goal is not to win tonight. The goal is to win on March 10th and March 12th and on March 14th, because that's when the state championship is. Same deal for all the teams playing in this tournament today. So ultimately, the fact that all of them have decided to play in a tournament like this, thanks to all the sponsors who made it happen, it's just a really good test for all these teams, right? Win or lose.
It is, and you can't judge anything off today, you know, when it comes to March. I'll never forget the season that Romulus won the state championship. Nate Oates, who's the University of Alabama's head coach. When Pershing and them played early in the season, I mean, it was a matchup of the finals. That's what I kind of think this, you know, East Lansing, Rockford could be. And so Pershing won during the season, if I remember. But then when it came around in March, those guys, Nate Oates guys won in the championship. And so that was like Khalil Felder for Pershing, and Nate Oates had Wes Matthews and E.C. Clark and little Pino, who's now coaching with Coach Nate at Alabama. And so, I mean, don't be scared to play games. And, you know, you could get better.
C.J. Reynolds, 13 points, but he's slow getting up. Guy who's coming off an ACL injury. You want him all right. Hawkins missed 4 threes in a row. And East Kentwood is counting down to a big dub now. Chapman. Mike Thomas calls timeout.
Yeah, he wants to get Reynolds out of the game and just make sure he's all right. It looks like a calf. It could be he pulled the calf.
Yeah, number 0 for East Kentwood has been reaching toward that right leg a couple of times. They're so high on him. And part of that too, right, is it's only human nature. I'm sure CJ, every time he goes down and he feels hurt a little bit, he goes, oh boy, you're kidding me, right? So he just wants to be more safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting over a major injury like that's a mental block. You know, that could create something. So you're right. It really can be harmful.
You see the top 10, the latest one. Lansing 1, Rockford 2. That's our game coming up tonight. We've also seen Wayne Memorial today. You're watching East Kentwood right now. We've seen Muskegon today. Brother Rice is not on that list, but when you've got Jordan McDaniel on your team, you're a threat to win every single game. And I know they lost, but Cam Ryans for Northview, A, 29 points. B, that dunk he had today was stupid. That was crazy.
Listen, Cam Ryans is the real deal. I mean, you know, he's a really powerful guard. He's skilled. He's composed, and you see there, he doesn't shy away from the big moment. He had a really good game earlier today.
They're working on CJ Reynolds on that sideline.
You got Mike Thomas, who's playing trainer and coach.
Like the guy doesn't have enough to do on a day like today, you know?
Mike Thomas is the kind of coach who says, hey, are you hurt or are you injured?
I don't know how many guys are injured. Cook got free and then not stripped it.
It was a good strip, good clean strip.
Marion not. Even though King's probably going to lose this game, he's been great. 16 points.
Absolutely. Not is not scared of the moment. You know, Coach Ward talked about him heavy in the pregame interview before the game that we had individually with the coaches, and he had so much praise for not. You know, when somebody calls you their Draymond Green, that means everything.
East Kentwood just turned the ball over. So 11-point game, 58 seconds on the clock. Not shooting a three. And Hawkins fell down inside. They didn't call it. Nifty crossovers by Chapman. Cook looking for an outlet. Wide open. Reynolds back in. Tabor, offensive rebounds. Goes back up and scores.
Oh, wow. He flew in there to get that and went up strong.
East Kentwood about to get to 8-1. Their only loss this year to Warren Fitzgerald by a point. On a day where they had travel problems. They got to that game late. They already beat Renaissance in the Prep Classic earlier this year. West Bloomfield, Mumford, Carmen Ainsworth. Now they're going to get to pick up a win over King. And this is a really important win for East Kentwood, Reg, because their schedule coming up is it's kind of murder. They go to Rockford on Tuesday, then West Ottawa and Hudsonville. They got a 3-game road trip coming up. 4 out of the next 5 games for East Kentwood are on the road in OK Red play. Win like this is really going to help their confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, to be able to beat Detroit King, I mean, that means a lot. You know, this is one of the toughest teams in the state. So besides just, they're not just a name. You know, they show up as who they are. I know they were missing a little bit of talent per se, but they show up as who they are and play hard. So this was a good test for them to see where they are.
Stephen Jones didn't play tonight for King. How different does the game look with him? I guess we'll never know. Like George Ward said, you want to have everybody at full go toward the end of the year. East Kentwood getting some guys in the closing moments.
Yeah, but these minutes are crucial to the players. I hope they come in and, you know, just even embrace any time that they get.
There's so many guys on any sports team that work really hard, and they appreciate this, even if it's 20, 30 seconds. A ton of guys work hard in practice. One final shot, and Hawkins got fouled. Are they going to make him shoot the free throws?
If I'm Hawkins, I'm like, give me my free throws.
I guess not.
Yeah, he's shooting them.
He's going to shoot them all by his lonesome.
Yep, they're going to give him his free throws.
Yep.
You know, and I that's me, man. I was, you know, even though I played 10 years pro, I was a player who got in at the end of the game to start my career. And so this means something to me. Like, you know, when I got in towards the end of the game, I didn't worry about how much I didn't get in. I was excited to get in. And I used the game experience like, okay, I can do this. I can, like, even if I play 1 minute, I examined it. I said, okay, I know how to do this now in the game, or I know what this feels like, or I need to get stronger, or something. Like, these minutes matter to those who really care about getting better. If you don't, and you're just kind of embarrassed, you know, oh, well, he didn't put me in, and then the ride home, you're just worried about how much you didn't get in. Well, it's not going to do anything for you, but, you know, sorry, I'm just an improvement geek, so this stuff matters. So if I'm Hawkins, give me my free throws.
It's been a good night for him overall. Made a handful of threes in this game. He's going to get a chance to add to it here. Big win for East Kentwood, a team that's been building and building under Mike Thomas. And in a crowded landscape this year in Division I, you got East Lansing, you got Rockford, you got Brother Rice, you got a whole bunch of guys. Start paying attention to East Kentwood. They win again. They take down a top 10 team in King. And East Kentwood has won 8 out of their first 9 this season.
Yep, great win by East Kentwood. I mean, they came to play. While King had the best start, East Kentwood was here for the entire game.
9-0 that start for King, and then East Kentwood poured it on. Credit to King. It was 13-point deficit for the Crusaders at halftime, but then they got it down to a 5-point game in the second half. This thing was far from a wrap in the second half. But then eventually King gets the game. East Kentwood gets the game to the finish line over King. And it's time to find out who's going to be our G of the game. So Rice won the first game, Muskegon won the second game, East Kentwood won the third. Last game, the best game. East Lansing, Rockford, 1 versus 2. Cannot wait to cover that game here in just a few minutes. For now, we got to celebrate the East Kentwood Falcons. A happy bunch getting to celebrate a win. And the whole team is over there with Charlotte Turbach. Charlotte's going to talk to somebody in that mess. Look at Chris Armani Rose playing traffic cop. Back up, fellas. Working hard. All right, let's go to Charlotte.
All right, thanks, guys. RJ Chapman is our G of the game, sponsored by G Brand USA, and the GGI MVP of today's game. You had 6 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. You are also the #1 defensive player in the state. What do you have to say about this appearance?
Hey, all I gotta say is I love playing defense. I'm out here to play defense. I'm gonna get my teammates how to play defense. Hey, we play finesse defense over here. Hey, we love that. We love that defense. Hey, this is my team. I love them. They play defense with me. But hey, our student section, we're just flipping. Youngin right here. My youngin right here brought us back.
At the beginning of the game, you guys didn't score a single point in the first 5 minutes. You guys came back and dominated for the rest of the game. What do you have to tell the fans about this team?
Hey, all I can say is we started off on a slow start, but we always gonna come back and win this mug. Hey, we here, we gonna win it. We win it all. Come on.
All right, congrats on the win. Thank you. All right, guys, back to you.
RJ totally practiced that interview in the mirror when he woke up. I mean, he was ready. I mean, that guy's been waiting all year. Yeah, Charlotte didn't have to ask any questions. Just give RJ the microphone and let him talk. That was outstanding.
I love it. You know what's phenomenal? He's a quiet kid. He's a naturally quiet kid, but, you know, he got a chance to shine and show up in the spotlight, and I'm so happy for him. And I love that OKC-style interview where your teammates come and cheer you on. You know, it's just wonderful, man. I'm so happy for, you know, just all the kids in the state who got a chance to participate.
Another big win for East Kentwood, and one more big game to go. Stick around. In about 20 minutes, we'll have East Lansing and Rockford 1 versus 2. For now, we toast East Kentwood. Big time comeback win over King. For Red, Charlotte, the whole crew, Evan saying thanks for watching, and stick around for one more game. East Lansing and Rockford 1 versus 2 coming up to wrap up the day.